If you want to be racist, you're gonna have to be racist in your house by yourself in your damn closet by the time we through with you, okay? Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Comfort. Thank you so much for being with me today. I really do appreciate you guys. So we're gonna have a little bit of a different video, not different for my channel because I do reaction videos, but this is going to be like a merge of a reaction video and the challenge. So if you guys have not heard or are not aware, basically addressing something that Leroy Garrett, who was a former challenge competitor on the challenge for several years. We know and love Leroy. Y'all know his beautiful girlfriend Cam, Killer Cam. They live actually in my hometown, Houston, y'all. Fun fact. So yes, we love them. And basically Leroy came out this past week with a video discussing him needing to forgive himself for the way that he responded when he was being attacked with racial slurs by another former cast member, Camila. I can't pronounce her last name, so I don't want to mess it up. Camila hurled racial slurs, racist attacks against him unprovoked, honestly. And what provokes something like that? She was drunk out of her mind, as she always is, but being drunk does not all of a sudden turn you into a racist. You have that in you, and then when you're drunk, it comes out. So basically, Leroy did this video where he felt like he didn't handle it the way that he should have. He felt like he should have said more. He should have spoke up more. He should have basically kind of protested and spoke up for himself and stood up for himself more, not even just for himself, but for the Black community, for Black people even on the show that watch the show. And he felt like he didn't do enough. And this happened on Dirty 30, and they are airing that on Paramount, and they also are airing the episode, I think it's somewhere on YouTube. And if I find it, I'll put those clips in here as I'm watching Leroy's reaction to his video. So basically today, y'all, I just want to give you guys my thoughts as a Black woman. I have a lot of thoughts. I remember that episode. Obviously, like, I'm a challenge fanatic, like all of us are. And so I watched every episode, and I definitely watched Dirty 30. And honestly, Camila was somebody that I actually liked and always kind of rooted for, despite her craziness, despite her crazy drunken ways. It was just so shocking at the time. I remember always feeling sick about it and just feeling like they didn't handle it properly. I just felt like we kind of let people who are not Black, who are considered, who think they're allies, kind of get away with just not being racist rather than them having to stand up and speak and say something. And so I'm going to react to that today, guys. I'm also going to do a reaction to Camila's live, just a short clip that I got of it, that I caught. And also we're going to talk about what Cam and Leroy have proposed going forward to really have some change happen when it comes to MTV's The Challenge and how they handle things like this, and how there needs to be zero tolerance, hashtag zero tolerance going forward for racism, for any type of ism going on the challenge. Like, that's not what anybody's there for. We don't need that for entertainment. So yes, we're gonna get right into that. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe if you like more reaction videos. I do a lot of reaction videos, and of course I do the recaps of the challenge. We are on episode 15. I'll definitely bring those to you guys. Let me know any other recaps that you want me to do, and I'll see if I can get into it, and I will gladly do that for you guys. All right, also hit the post notification bell so you'll be notified every time that I post a video. All right, y'all, so we're gonna get into this. It's gonna be heavy. If you feel emotional, go and let it out, y'all. I might get emotional too, child, because it's a lot. It's a lot that we have to go through as Black people, especially this past week with the disgusting verdict that Kyle Rittenhouse, the 17-year-old kid that had a AR-15 at a protest crossing state lines 22 miles that his parents drove him to basically, in my opinion, go and look for trouble, and he was completely acquitted by a judge who was absolutely biased with his Trump ringtone. So it's just a lot. We're still watching the Ahmaud Arbery case, and only God knows what's gonna happen with that. Yeah, I understand this might be really heavy to watch. First, before I start, I feel like Leroy, because I'm like, what made him want to speak up now? But I feel like it was probably a culmination of everything going on in our country, all the racism and all the BS and all the trials and all the everything that we have to go through all the time, constantly, every day. And also the fact that Ashley was removed and banned from the challenge. Well, not banned fully, but banned from this season of the challenge. And Camila was not, when she hurled racist attacks at him. She was not banned. She went on to, she said sorry the next day and cried a few, you know, precious white tears into a cup. And the only person that really spoke up for him, even not Johnny didn't speak up, but Jemmy got Camila's ass together, and she was friends with Camila at the time, but she still spoke up for what was right, which shout out to you, Jemmy, for being a true anti-racist. You know, that's what you have to be now. You can't just be an ally. Yeah, I feel like that was kind of what Ashley also being banned for, or alleging or outing Josh basically, and Camila was allowed to win. She went on to win $500,000 that season, and then she was allowed on to All Stars versus Champs, which is where she got banned because she went crazy on that show too, because she just clearly has an alcohol problem. All right, so we're gonna get into the video, you guys, and I'm not gonna watch all of Leroy's video because it's kind of long, but I'm gonna try to get the highlights of what he's saying, and then we're gonna go on to Camila's video, and then we're gonna go on to Leroy and Cam's requests after that. All right, so let's get into it.
What's up, everybody? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Leroy Garrett. I am a former cast member on MTV's The Challenge. And there's something that's been weighing on my mind for a long time, on my conscience, about my time spent on The Challenge for my 12 seasons. I get a lot of questions day to day, whether it's in my barber studio, or whether it's on Instagram, or whether it's on Twitter, of why I decided to leave, you know, prematurely. You know, a lot of people say, man, you got a lot left in you, and you know, are you retiring because, you know, you're tired of losing, or whatever the case may be? And actually, that's actually far from it. There was something that happened to me while filming several years ago that has been weighing heavy on my conscience for a long time, and I just never forgiven myself for it. And I've always wanted to speak about it, but I was always afraid to. And now that, you know, I've decided to step away from the show, I felt as if this would be a good time to actually talk about what happened. For years, I've been beating myself up with guilt over how I reacted and things I could have done differently. And finally now, I've mustered up the strength to talk about it and finally be able to forgive myself. On Dirty 30, episode 9 to be exact, and the name of it was called Rampage. That was the name of the actual episode. And it basically was called Rampage because there was an instance where another former cast member, her name is Camila, where she made racist comments towards me and was violent towards me. Yeah. And MTV didn't do anything about it to help me or protect me at that point in time. And for the longest, I wanted to quit the show. For the longest, I wanted just to retire. For the longest, I wanted to speak up and say something. But in all honesty, a lot of me was afraid. A part of me stayed with the franchise because of money. Yeah. And I was just lost. I was just, and as I watched back that actual episode, and I think back to that time, this Leroy now wouldn't have put up with that, but that Leroy then did. And I needed to get this off my chest because I want to tell Leroy back then that I forgive you for the way that you handled it, you know, because I felt like I was alone and I had nobody, so I just did what I had to do to survive. And I was thinking about, you know, making money more than I was thinking about my integrity or standing up for black people, because we've been. And then she's like, you know what? You're a black. Wow.
Like.
In my mind, I'm thinking to myself.
Y'all remember that? Because I remember.
Someone that I work with is talking to me like this on camera, even though you're drunk. Like why does the color of my skin come out of your mouth? Yeah. Like, why is that what you see when you talk to me, right? Whenever I see people and I argue with them, if I'm arguing with someone from another race, the last thing I'm going to call out is the color of their skin. So right there, I knew that this wasn't going to be good at all.
That's why I'm gonna stop it. I just want to get my thoughts on that before we get into Camila's emotions. That's the thing that I'm talking about. Like, what is the color of your skin? For some people who are like, oh, she was drunk, she didn't know what she was saying, or it was so long ago. And you know, sometimes when people are mad, when I argue with people, like, what does the color of his skin have to do with you thinking he might throw you into elimination? You thinking, like, everything she said before, oh, you never won, you're this, you're okay, fine, whatever. That's how you're going at somebody who you feel like maybe it's going to throw you into elimination. What does the color of his skin have to do with it? That is the racist part. Like, you're racist. I'm sorry. That has nothing to do with it. A drunk mouth speaks a sober mind. And you being drunk, like if y'all see the episode, I'm gonna try to put a clip here. If MTV asked me to take it down, y'all, I'm gonna have to take it down. She tried to throw things. She was throwing things at him. Even when she was leaving out, she was still saying, "You black motherfucker, you." Like, I just remember being in total shock, because I was just like, because even on Real World, you know, and I had said previously that like reality TV, especially Real World, which is what the challenge originated from, kind of thrived on this kind of racial, homophobic, you know, maybe even xenophobic, a little like transphobic, like that whole, oh, I'm a white guy and I've never interacted with a black person and let's see what that looks like, and I may say something racist and they may say something homophobic, and let's just go with it and see what drama unfolds, right? Like, they always kind of set that dynamic up. Like, I even saw a clip with Theo meeting Anissa. Remember when Anissa first came on the challenge? Gorgeous, by the way. Came on the challenge and she kind of revealed to him that she was bisexual, and it was this whole thing, right? And I'm like, that could never happen now, first of all, by the way. But I'm like, they kind of thrived off of that. Like, I feel like MTV only cares about the drama. And that is the reason that they didn't protect Leroy. It was because they were like, let's keep the drama going. I don't know if they necessarily didn't think that racism wasn't enough for them to check and get somebody in order, because y'all remember even back then they used to let people low-key fight. It's just recently that they've really enforced fighting rules, and people can't fight and hit people and then continue on the challenge. Really, I just feel like MTV was reckless. MTV was selfish. MTV didn't give a damn about anybody but their check, but their ratings, and they were fine with the drama. They just saw it as drama. They didn't see it as racism per se. They saw it as like, oh, this is just crazy Camila, and it happens to be racism this time, you know, whatever it is, we're going to capture it and it's good for our ratings. And that's BS. That's pure bullshit. There's no tolerance for it. Like, we're sick and tired of it. I know now they're trying to clean things up. Like, they fired Dee because of some idiotic racist or racial comments. They fired Corey's wife, girlfriend, baby mama, and you know, they have kind of let go of some people, and that's why I guess they swiftly let Ashley go. But it's like, y'all need to do more. Like, y'all have had a lot of incidences in the past like this, and MTV is really the most to blame. Why would Camila be allowed to finish that season? I don't even understand. And then the next day she basically was like, oh, I'm so sorry, crying, boo hoo 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 hoo. Girl, it's not enough for you to cry the next day, and then now I have to comfort you and make you feel better for when you hurled racist, like racial slurs at me, when you exhibited racism to me. Now I have to make you feel better. Now I have to deal with your white tears. Like, no, girl, I don't give a damn that you feel bad now. It's too late. Like, that came out of you continuously. People tried to stop you and you kept going. Like, I mean, like security trying to stop her, and she went down the stairs and was still like what? No, hell no. And Camila, no. So now, y'all, I'm gonna react to Camila's apology, because immediately after that video came out, Camila went on live and called herself trying to take accountability, y'all. Now, this is 7 seasons ago, but it don't matter. Okay, clearly, you know, retribution has not been done. Justice was not served. MTV didn't do what they needed to do, and we're gonna call your asses out because of it, because it seems like now you're listening. Because also MTV was not following Leroy, but they happen to be still following Camila. I find that very, very interesting. I was trying to ask him on the live, when you guys are going to see, I asked him if MTV is now following him. I guess they didn't see it. They didn't answer because it was trying to just be a quick live. So y'all, now we're going to get into Camila, and this is actually on my YouTube channel, so you guys can follow along with this video really easily. Just go to my YouTube channel, and I did capture this. I captured it live of her basically giving her...
This is the thing. My apology doesn't matter. My apology doesn't matter because it's just such a bigger issue. My apology, I am so sorry, but it doesn't matter. And honestly, it's a matter of, it's a lesson. It's a lesson. Let this be a lesson.
Somebody asked, other people are saying you said similar things to Nelson and Brandon. Did she, girl? Girl.
Yeah.
I mean...
And yeah, and I think that, yeah.
I feel like she wanted to comment on MTV, but she didn't.
And I'm just gonna continue doing what I can.
So basically that is the gist of what she was basically saying, that she is sorry and that she knows that her apology doesn't matter. My thing is, okay, you saying your apology doesn't matter in order to acknowledge, to kind of stop everyone from saying we don't give a damn about your apology. Okay, girl, kudos, cute, right? What have you done since that moment to make real change? Have you helped any, like, what have you done to change that about yourself? Like, have you stopped drinking? Drinking is your problem. But if drinking brings out your racism, like, you need to address the racism, and what have you done to address that? She kept saying it's such a bigger issue. Okay, what is that issue? Name it. And what have you done to try to correct that and try to fix yourself and try to realize what the root cause of that, and try to help some organizations, try to speak out about some things that are wrong, use your platform other than posting pictures like this. Like, what have you done since then to kind of show? And granted, we haven't kept up with Camila. We don't know what she's up to. But I feel like if I was doing something different, and if I had changed, and if I had made some real effort to be a better person and to kind of right that huge wrong, that would be the time to say it. Like, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. I'm working hard to make these changes, instead of just going on there and crying and saying the same sorry that you said like 7 seasons ago. Like, girl, we don't care about that, as you said. So, like, give us what you have done to show that you're sorry and that you've changed and that you've acknowledged and done something about this bigger issue that you didn't name. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about that. Y'all, now we're gonna get into Leroy and Cam's requests and demands for MTV and how they handled the situation.
They really stepped it up, and look what they are doing now. And I'm just asking you guys for your help, so we could figure this out, because we got a long road ahead of us, and a long healing process for a lot of people. So many people were affected by what happened to me, and so many people had to deal with this in their own workplace. So, things that you guys can come up with.
Yeah, people deal with that all the time. I know I have.
Appreciate it.
So we are going to post that.
See, I was trying to ask them, is MTV following you now?
Thank you all for your time. I know that this is a super short live, but just with everything happening today, we just felt, that we just had to share that message. Because, you guys are a huge part of this, that support and watch, and, like, your opinions matter too. So, thank you for taking out the time to listen to us tonight. I hope you all have an amazing weekend, and just thank you. This is just a beautiful start to change.
Hey, remember, #0 tolerance.
But basically they said that they wanted people to send them the suggestions and the demands that they have for what MTV should do going forward, and also basically popularize and pump up the #0 tolerance for racism, homophobia, all the obias, all of the isms, all the marginalized groups that may be under attack in any type of way, shape, or form. There should be 0 tolerance. There should be protections in place. So I had said this, I had sent this message to them also while they were on live, that basically what I feel like needs to happen is that going forward, there needs to obviously be 0 tolerance for that you are immediately kicked off the same way they kicked Ashley's ass off. If there's any kind of racial anything, they need to kick them off, right? And also there needs to be transparency with the viewers. Like, we need to know, what are these rules that people are breaking or not breaking? What is the guidelines? Why can't you guys be transparent with us? There needs to be transparency with what the rules are for MTV, how you get kicked off, what are the standards for any type of racial attack, any type of attack of any sort. Also, there needs to be transparency with who is on your production, who is on your staff. Is it all a bunch of white people? Like, is there any diversity? Because if there was diversity, likely something like this wouldn't have happened. He wouldn't have felt so alone. There would be not even a producer to be like, okay, we need to like do so. Like, she needs to leave. She didn't even leave the house. She slept in the house that night. Like, y'all, that is wild. Like, that is so crazy to me. I always thought that was so ridiculous. And like, I just remember how he looked, and I had said this, and I know some people feel like, why did he wait so long to speak up? Why didn't he, speak out against when other people dealt with stuff like this, aka Davon with the whole West thing, and like countless others that have dealt with, little racial things or sexist things or all of that. And he did say he was being selfish and he was thinking about himself and him being friends with Banana, and Banana has some problematic things that he's done also towards women. I also feel like the onus shouldn't always be placed on the Black person who is in a compromising situation, who is under attack, to have to be the one wave the flag and like, yes, I would have spoken up. Obviously, I wouldn't, you know, stand for that. And I would have spoken up if I saw that happening to Leroy as a black woman. You know, we always speaking up. We always, you know, got everybody's back, right? But, and so I understand people wanting him to speak up and people kind of not feeling as bad for him because it's like you stuck around and now you want to speak up. But I just feel like you guys have to understand that he's also a marginalized group, and the feeling that it must feel like, for a long time Leroy was the only black guy, the only black person on there. So I can understand him feeling alone. And I just remember him like looking like what do I do? You know what I'm saying? You know, when you feel like you don't see anyone around that really understands how you feel, and that I feel like the onus should be on the white people and use their white privilege to speak up for somebody, especially Johnny, if that's your friend. And don't you know, Camilla? Like, he said a little bit of something, but not enough. Like, honestly, not enough. Not what Jimmy said, what needed to be said. And Johnny didn't do that. And Johnny has so much power and so much clout and so much effect and such a big voice in that game that I don't understand why he didn't say something. Like, I really don't get that. I really do not understand that. He cannot, I don't get it. He apologized under Leroy's post, but I just feel like the onus should be placed on the white people with the right privilege. Go and watch Ellen Pompeo's interview with Gabrielle Union, Gina Rodriguez, with Emma Roberts, and basically they're talking about racial disparities and pay inequality and all of that. And Ellen Pompeo speaks up as the white woman with the most privilege in that room about how there's no diversity that she sees when she walks in. And Gabrielle Union and Gina Rodriguez obviously didn't feel comfortable or like they had the privilege to be able to say that, but Ellen Pompeo used her privilege for good. That's what white people need to do. That's what people who are not always the marginalized group need to do. Like, it can't always be on us. It's not comfortable. Like, we are usually at risk of losing everything. Most likely y'all are not. Y'all get to say stuff and they listen to you. So speak up and be anti-racist and say something. I understand that, yes, as a black person, I gotta have my brother and my sister's back. I'm with that 1,000, 1,000,000%. That's why I'm even making this video, right? Because y'all know I love the challenge, but I seriously consider like, okay, I might just boycott it. Like, it might just be done. Like, that might be it. I wasn't even gonna make that other video that you guys see, but because Leroy and Cam said that they're not saying goodbye to the challenge, that they just want changes going forward. Like, they want differences. They don't want to necessarily cancel them. So I'm like, if they're not canceling them, then maybe I don't need to necessarily cancel them, but we need to demand these changes because we are a part of the reason why you guys have your damn franchise. We the ones still watching. It's not like y'all have the hugest ratings in the world. It's because y'all have loyal fans, also black fans, that need to be done right. And just generally, you need to be on the right side of history. So get it the hell together. And also, people with white privilege, like, do what needs to be done. You have an easier opportunity to be able to say something and point it out without having the repercussions that we could if we say something and point it out. Like, I really understood Leroy feeling alone in that moment. Like, I've been in that position. I've been in that predicament. I found a way to speak up for myself in an eloquent way, and I was in an office situation. Like, I wasn't on a challenge with somebody hurling drunken racial slurs at me, trying to throw stuff at me and do, like, can you imagine? And everybody around you says nothing and does nothing about it. Like, and she's allowed to stay, and then she wins and then comes back. Like, guys, it's a lot. It's a lot to really expect the person that is being attacked to have the courage always to speak up for themselves. All right, y'all. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys got something from this. I hope you guys understood where I was coming from. If you have any questions, if you have any comments about how you guys feel about everything, go ahead and leave it down below. I do want to highlight the person's comment that even brought my attention to this. Girl, oh, I don't know, is it a girl? Let me make sure. I'm not sure if it's a male or female, but this is, I'm going to highlight Isrock20, and they commented, "Hi Comfort, I'm hoping you can watch Leroy's latest post about how MTV let a racist monster crap all over him and MTV still let her win a ton of money. Please view and hoping you can comment in your next recap video. We all need to stand behind Leroy and the black community after this information is being released. Thanks again." Thank you so much for giving me that heads up. I literally would not have gone to Leroy's page and saw it in real time and even got that information to even be able to post anything, to even catch Camilla's stuff. Like, thank you so much for that. And I really, really appreciate you. I appreciate the tea that y'all give me. I appreciate the real facts that you guys give me. I appreciate that you guys stand for things just the same way I stand for them. I just really appreciate you guys. You are my people. We understand each other, and I appreciate Mwah. And we are going to win this fight against racism. We got to keep fighting, stay on their necks, including MTV, including the government, including the police, including everybody who feels like they can still get away with this racism. If you want to be racist, you're going to have to be racist in your house by yourself, in your damn closet by the time we through with you. Okay? Leave your comments below, you guys. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the post notification bell so you'll be notified when I post another video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.